Truth. I'm going to tell you a little story. This Friday, when I was going to work, they had an accident on a highway by my house. And I was actually walking behind it. And it got me to thinking. I'm looking, they have tarps. And I know with somebody who's driven trucks for a while, when they put tarps around the skirt of a truck, something really bad happened. So I assumed somebody died. Well, I got home that night and my wife found a little news story. And I'm not going to go into details about, who this person was or names or anything, but a 20-year-old man died. And it got me thinking about two things. The first one I'll say, because it's not as important, it got me to thinking about Calvinism, obviously. Because God had to make that happen. Like I said, hyper-Calvinism is the only Calvinism that makes sense. So I'm thinking about the ramifications of this. If God, if Calvinism was true Calvinism, and not this pampered, babied, watered down garbage that people pick and choose and general free will, and we can do this, but we can't do that, and we blah, 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 blah. You're morons. Hyper-Calvinism is the only thing you can cling to. It's the only thing. So I'm thinking what the implications would be. What if God killed this guy? 21-year-old guy. And it made me mad. It really did. I started thinking about it. And if you believe in Calvinism, you're a sick dude. Or do that. Take your pick. But it got me thinking to the more important thing. And that is truth. And wherever you are in all of this walk, wherever it is you're battling over, make sure that the thing you're trying to cling to is truth. So what is truth? Well, we know it's not science. For all we know with science, that knowledge will never be stable. We know that on quantum laws and theories that everything we know right now completely breaks down. What we think right now is so wrong, it's not even funny. And science also talks about time, and eventually time will end as we know it. All our knowledge will end as we know it. So it too is temporary. Science is temporary. Theology is temporary. Those paper printed Bibles, and as they take on form of ebooks and internet Bibles, they too will be destroyed and end. The universe will be destroyed and ending at some point. And all this seems like a dream to me. I think it's all fake anyway, but it's my personal 2 cents. So everything around us and everything we know is fake. It's wrong. It's slowly slipping away into obscurity and oblivion. So what are we left with? What are we left with? Well, the truth. And what is the truth? And the funny part is, by definition, truth has to be something that is always true. Now, think about that. Quantum physics, our understanding of quantum mechanics, is not always going to be true. Just like our understanding of physics is falling apart. It's not always true. It never will always be true. There's only one thing given. If you're an atheist, for example, let's take the atheist and the theist view. The theist view believes there's a source, and the atheist believes that no, it was some form of happenstance and it's going to end one day. So nothing is true. Because truth to me has to be independent on anyone believing it or not. But if something did create us, if something eternal, whether it was a process or a person, that would, by definition, have to be the truth. The one thing that would always exist would be the truth. It's important to understand. There's only one reason Jesus is the truth. It's because God is true. Jesus could not exist independently of God, much less be true. So that's what I would tell people to focus in on when you're on the fence about all this. Make sure your priorities are in the right way. All too often, we take our jobs, we take our money, we take our knowledge, we take our belief systems, we take our opinions of ourselves and other people, and we make those the truth. So you forfeit truth, the possibility of truth, for a lie. You live in a lie willingly because you believe the secret of the universe is caught up in quantum physics, or you believe the secret of the universe is caught up in the doctrine of the Trinity. You willingly serve a lie. You walk right into it. And all these things will fade. The doctrine of the Trinity will die one day. It's inevitable. When human knowledge ceases, even your understanding of it, even if you assumed it was true, your meager understanding of it is going to die. So it can't be true. There's only one way to look at truth, and that is the one that stands for all time. The truth is a person. It is God. And I think that's where even Calvinists get off the track. Those who want to please God are drawn to Jesus. I'm not so sure. Maybe if you could just come to Jesus and say, oh, well, I'm a believer now. I'm not, I don't know. But I do know that the Bible clearly states that when you want to know the truth, you're drawn to Jesus. And that to me would tie back to that simple truth of being an animal. There's something missing in us. And you know, if you deny that, then you're more ignorant than I could possibly even communicate to you. Whether you think it's, you know, physics or whatever you think it is, as long as you acknowledge that mankind has this notion of incompleteness, at least you understand that there's a gap. There's something there we're failing to comprehend. So at least in a form, I can respect that. When you don't believe that, when you believe that man is born fulfilled, I think you are an animal. That's why you feel fulfilled, is that everything you need to know as true is only temporary. That's all you need to satisfy yourself, is the temporary, the dying, and the weak. But for a person to be in this temporary and weak and dying place and then turn around and say, none of this is true. You know, look at the example of Jesus. None of it was true. This creation isn't true. It's going to pass away. How could it be true? Truth is eternal. Truth never changes. And we're arguing over the effects of truth. We're not even looking for the truth. But all this is going to die. It can't be true. It's just not an option that's philosophically left on the table to me. If existence fails, then existence isn't real. If the planet fails, then the planet isn't real. It's not the truth. It's a construct given to exist for a period of time that serves probably a purpose within the truth. It may not serve a purpose at all, but the bottom line is it's not true. It's not eternal knowledge. It's not the truth that will never change. I think the truth is, you know, they talk about multiple universes, and you know, I think the truth is there is no dimensions. This ain't here, and you know, you're gonna have to pontificate on that. But even the quantum data suggests that you can go either ways. You can go either infinite universes or no universes, and I think this is a thought. That's the best way I could describe it. I think this is an expression, and we live in that expression. But guess what? The expression ain't true. The expressor is true, but this expression is not going to last. It's not going to hold up as true. So just make sure whatever it is you're trying to figure out in your life, you're seeking the truth. And understand, truth has to be eternal. It can't change. It's just like the laws of physics in this universe. They had to always be true before we came into existence. The laws of physics had to be true before there was a creation. Otherwise, they're not really laws of physics. They're not true. They're arbitrary. They're a creation of someone else, and they will just be changed or passed and to fulfill whatever needs that we have. But seek he who is true. Jesus is only true because of God the Father. Without God the Father, there is no Jesus. So go straight for the source. What happened to people being bold, man, and going out and seeking the truth and standing up and saying, I want to know, because that's when God starts to move on somebody, in my opinion. It's when you really start, I'm coming after you. I'm going to find out something. And you start to become soft and you start to develop a malleable understanding of things. But that's the point. Stay true. Focus on what is true. And for something to be true, it has to always be true. This is a lie. Look at marriages and love and all these fickle relationships. They're not going to last. True love lasts. True. Truth is eternal. The Father is truth. He's the eternal truth. Whatever it is you're trying to find out is contained within him, and it's expressed through his Son, who is only true because his Father is true. Think about it. If your father is the devil, then you are of the devil. It's lies. You believe the lies. You think there's some explanation outside of this. This stuff ain't real. This stuff isn't real. Not in the way we think. The truth is real. Try to know him. The truth. Time is short. Life is fragile. This man was cut off at 21 years of age. And it's just like, what's the point? I can only hope that he had a relationship with God. I can only hope, I don't want to see anyone fall under the wrath of God, but judgment is his business. But it's depressing. Because how many people are looking for the truth? The truth is beyond our knowledge set. And I don't think we can, all we can do is experience the truth. I don't think we have the mental tools to digest the truth on a logical level and spit it all back out. Experience God, experience the truth. True knowledge can only be experienced. I can learn a bunch of stuff from a book, but when I experience knowledge, when I can see the equations of God, when I can see them, when they become part of me, then I walk in truth because it's an experience of truth for me. It's not just a head lesson that's up in here. Experience God. We can't see him. He's invisible. You have no choice but to experience him. His Son is the visible manifestation of God among men. There's only one way you can see the invisible, and that's to show properties of it in existence. I've been looking at this for a long time, and I'm really starting to think, and I'll probably do another video on this, but I'm really starting to think the angels don't like us very much. I don't. I think some of these things that happen, I think there's a contempt for us. And it seems to me that God is the only one in our corner. Because I don't think even they get it. I don't think they get it. And I think the angels are watching what God does, and they're even looking to give him a hard time. And the accusers, the devil being the accuser, and creation was given to man. And it really is starting to seem to me the only one who's trying to protect man is God. And like I said, you pontificate on that. I don't think the angels really care for us very much. And I'm sure some of them do, but I think most of them look down on us. I think they look at us as sinners, and but only God understands that we don't know what they know. Only God could appreciate the fact that we have faith in spite of what our senses tell us. They have a type of knowledge that we won't possess ever. They saw things we'll never see, and I think they take that for granted. But I think God is protecting us from angels too, and I think that's partially some of the reasons that had to do with some of this lost stuff. I think they were all too glad to enforce it on us. But be that as it may, find the truth. Truth is an experience. You can't experience a book. You experience people, persons. Experience the person of the Father, and you'll experience the Son. And these things it's like a flower blooming, you know. You got to find the flower first. You got to look for it. You got to want it. You can't find it in a book. You never will. The book can tell you a lot about a flower, but you can never appreciate its beauty until you see it for yourself. Find your flower. Find the Father. And in these things, he'll open up what you need to know. Your understanding is not meant to be the exact same as mine. There should be millions of different religions worshiping the Father. And when I say that, I mean individuals. Every individual with a slightly different religion towards God, a slightly different understanding. And all these beautiful pictures, you know, they paint a picture together. So find your flower. Find the things you can't find in a book. Find an experience, because life is short. And there's no telling when the fragility of it is going to be taken from you. God bless.